Hello everyone, my name is Hana Nasreen. I'm working with Mind, the biggest mental health charity in the UK, this Borderline Personality Disorder Awareness Month. I will be teaching you guys how to crochet a bumblebee, right here. The idea behind the bee is to represent the bee in cluster B. The other three personality disorders in cluster B, so that's antisocial personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and histrionic personality disorder, deserve as much awareness and understanding that borderline personality disorder gets. You can't just understand BPD without also understanding the huge overlaps it has with the other personality disorders in cluster B. So let's make something that unites all of us, the bee in cluster B. Now, in order to crochet this little bumblebee but without the flower and without the little rosy cheeks, you're going to need double knit acrylic yarn in the colours yellow, white and black. These guys use 4mm hooks, as you can tell by this middle square here. And as such, you're going to need a 4mm crochet hook. You can tell there. You're also going to need a darning needle and also a safety pin or just any other kind of pin that you can use as a stitch marker. So what we're going to start with is making this yellow body bit here. Now to do that, you're going to grab the end of your yarn and hold it between your thumb and your middle finger like this. Then you want to wrap it around your index finger and your middle finger so that you make an X, and then hold the excess yarn with your ring finger like that. You want to make sure that these are not loose. You want to be able to feel the tension in the yarn still. So once you've made this X, turn it around, turn your fingers around, and you should see there's two lines. Now you want to get your hook, have it facing downwards so that this actual hook part is down. Put it underneath the first line and then grab onto the second line. Pull the second line up so that you get this kind of A shape, and then twist your hook so that now the head of the hook is facing up, and then you should see this like that. And then what you want to do is grab onto this line of yarn by putting your hook underneath it and then grabbing onto it like that. Now once you have these two hoops here, you want to pull this bit of yarn into this circle here. And so it goes inside like that. So I shall do it again. So you make this X, which you hold fairly tight, well, fairly loosely, but a little bit tight. Put it underneath there, grab onto this second line, pull it up and then twist, and then grab onto this line here, put it underneath, grab onto that, pull it through, oopsie daisy, pull it through this hoop here. And you should end up with just one hoop on your hook, and then now you should have that. And then you pull this bit of yarn like that. You should have this part of the yarn going through this magic circle, and it should look like that. And that's now your magic circle. So now that we have our magic circle, we're going to start doing some stitches. So what we're going to do is some single crochets into the magic circle. So in order to do that, we put our hook inside the circle, and then we grab onto the yarn on the outside, and then we pull this inside, so that now we end up with 2 loops on the hook. We again grab onto that outside yarn, and then we pull it through these 2 loops like that, and that's a single crochet. And as you can see, it's quite loose, so to tighten that up, we just pull on this bit of string here. We don't want to make it too tight, but we definitely do not want it to be loose. So that's now 1 single crochet. Now we're going to do 7 more inside the circle. So again, we want to grab, so we want to go inside, oops, lazy, we go inside the magic circle, that, grab onto the yarn on the outside, pull it through and inside the circle. Now we have 2 loops on the hook. Grab onto the yarn on the outside and then just pull it through these 2 loops, and we end up with 1 loop. And again, this is quite loose, and so we're just going to pull onto this bit of string here. So now we have 2 identical stitches. So this is 1 single crochet, then the one with this V here, that's 1 single crochet, and that's another single crochet. So we have 2 so far. So now once you have your 8 stitches, what you want to do is grab onto this bit of yarn here, and you're going to just want to pull onto it so that we can close the magic circle. Make sure these are make sure these stitches are facing the same way, by the way. And now pull on it, and so it should look like a little flower. That, boom. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing some rounds. So in the first stitch, just this bit here, these 2, get your hook through both of them. May need to use your fingernail for it. There we go, guys, look, boom, we did it. So here we go, there's so we've got both of those loops now on there. We've also just got this extra one which is just vibing. Then we're going to grab onto the yarn and we're going to pull it through. Well, we're going to pull it through the first loop. Now we have 2. Grab on some more yarn, pull it through those 2. So that is now another single crochet. Now, what you can do if you want to is put a stitch marker into here so that you know where you have begun. Because what we're going to do is single crochets into every stitch. It's going to be a total of total of 8 single crochets now. That's going to be our first round. Okay, and that's just going to tell you where you began. So now we're going to go into the next single crochet that we already did, which is this next V here. Put the hook underneath both of those loops. There you go. And again, grab onto some yarn outside, pull it into there, and now you have 2 loops there. Get some more yarn, pull it through both of those. Again, pull on this bit of string just to tighten that loop up. That's again another single crochet. And just do it all the way around until you get to your stitch marker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need to do one more, which is this one here. That's now 8. So we have now done our second round of single crochets. So now that we have our 8 stitches, we are now going to start round 2. Now to do that, we're going to first do a slip stitch. So into this stitch here, this one here, this V, we're going to put our hook underneath those 2 loops. We're going to grab onto some yarn, pull it underneath, so that we have 2 loops. And now we're going to put this loop underneath this loop. So you just put it in like that. Now that's a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 1. So we just grab onto some yarn and pull it through that loop there, like that. Now we're going to start our next round. Before we do that, is put in a stitch marker so that we know where we started, and therefore we'll know where we will end our next round. So what we're going to do is some increases. First, we're going to do a single crochet to the next stitch, and then into the next one we're going to do 2 single crochets. And into the next one we're going to do 1 single crochet, and the one after that we're going to do 2 single crochets. In the next one, 1 single crochet, and the next one, two single crochets. Now I can take out my stitch marker. And what we can do in the next stitch is just a slip stitch just to end this round here. Slip stitch and then chain 1, and that's the end of the next round. So what we're going to do now is put our stitch marker in again so that we know where we ended. And now we're going to do single crochets into every stitch until we get to the end. Again, take out your stitch marker and we're going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch. And chain 1, and that's the end of that next round. So what we're going to do now is some more increases. So put your stitch marker in, so in the first stitch, which is this one here, I'm going to just do a single crochet, and then into the next one we're going to do 2 single crochets, next one 1 single crochet, next one 2 single crochets, and once again when we get to the end of that round, take your stitch marker out, and then let's do a slip stitch and chain 1. There we go, and then we finish that round there. So what we're going to do now again is just some single crochets into every stitch. Also I just want to say that this is just a pattern that I made up myself. I kind of change it every single time I do a bumblebee. I still just hope that people can follow along and make their own little bumblebee. So now we reached our stitch marker, so we take this out. And then we do a slip stitch and chain 1. So here's our slip stitch. And then we chain 1. So now that we've completed that round, we're gonna again put our stitch marker in, and we're gonna just go for more increases. So we're gonna do a single crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 single crochets, and then we're going to repeat that. So we can do 1 single crochet in the next stitch and then 2 single crochets. So once again, take your stitch marker out, and then into the next stitch we'll do a slip stitch, and then chain 1. Now after that round, again put your stitch marker in, and now we're going to do single crochets, 1 single crochet into every stitch. So do this until you get to the end, and then once you get to the end, do a slip stitch and then chain 1. Now after that, what we're gonna now do is start building up the body. So what you want to do is just go into the back loops and do a single crochet. So this here is the front loop, this here is the front loop, and this here is the back loop. So this one here is the front, and this one here is the back, and we want to only go into the back loops, and in there we're gonna just do a single crochet, and we're gonna do this all the way around, round until you get enough rows done, until you're happy with it, really. Yeah, so let's just do that. So now that we've done single crochets in the back loop, we've now got a bit of the body building up. So you just need to find a suitable place to stop. Now we're going to switch to a different colour, which is black. So to switch to a different colour, you need to pull this stitch up a little bit, the bit that you already got your hook on, just pull it up a little bit, grab some scissors and then cut off the yarn, put your hook back into that loop, grab hold of that excess yarn, pull it through and just chain 1 like that, and then pull that tight like that. Now get your next colour, which is going to be black, into that bit there which the previous stitch was from, put your hook into there, grab onto black yarn like that, and pull it into there, in through there, and now chain 1 like that. And now once again we're going to continue doing single crochets into every back loop stitch all the way around. So the back loop, grab hold of this excess black yarn and put it over your hook like that, just so that we can secure that in place. Hold on to it with your index finger and then yarn over as per usual. Put that through that yellow yarn there, pull it in like that, and then just do a normal single crochet. Okay, and now once again back loops, single crochet all the way around. What we'll also do is just tie these two together, the excess black yarn and the excess yellow yarn. And now just continue doing single crochets all the way around until you get enough body. And now once again we have finished our black section. So now we're going to change back into the yellow colour. So to do that, again, raise your hook so that we can make this loop a little bit big. get your scissors, cut off some of the black yarn, put your hook back into that loop, chain 1, that, pull it through, tighten it, grab the yellow yarn, and then once again through this gap here, put your hook in, put the yellow yarn over the hook and grab onto it, and then put it through that hole. Like that. Okay, and then once again chain 1, this, and tighten that there. And then once again single crochets through every stitch all the way around until you get to where you want to stop. And then we're going to start closing up the bumblebee body. So once again we're doing single crochets into just the back loops. You can put some of the excess black yarn into there, so that it looks like that, just so that we can tighten that up. Grab onto the yellow yarn, pull it underneath that back loop, and you have 2 loops, and then grab on some more yellow yarn and pull it through there to make a single crochet and tighten up. And once again we can make a knot with these 2 bits of yarn just so that it's secured in place. And now just continue doing your single crochets into the back loop. So now that we've got our second yellow section done, we're now going to close up the body. So the first thing that we're going to do is do a single crochet into the next stitch, into the back loop by the way. Put in your stitch marker. Now we're going to do some decrease stitches. So we're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch. Then we're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch as well. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. And grab some yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops. Now we have just 2 loops now on our hook, and get some more yarn and pull it through those last 2 loops. Let's have 1. So that's our decrease. In the next stitch in the back loop, just do a single crochet. In the next one, we're going to do our decrease, so we're going to go into the back loop. And we're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch as well. So we have 3 loops, then we're going to pull some yarn through the first 2 loops. We have 2, and then we're going to pull some yarn through both those 2 loops, and we just have 1. And then in the next stitch, do a single crochet in this back loop, and then in the next stitch, we're going to do the decrease again. So go into the back loop, then in the next stitch go into the back loop again, pull some yarn in through those 2 loops there, and get some yarn through those 2 there as well. And the next stitch, just go into the back loop. A single crochet, and then again we're going to do our decrease until we get to the end where our stitch marker is. So now we have gotten to our stitch marker, so take that out. Now what we're going to do is just do decreases. So go into the back loop, and then go into the next back loop, grab some yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops, you have 2 more loops left, and then pull some yarn through that. And then the next one, same thing, so back loop, and the back loop of the second stitch, pull some yarn through the first 2 loops, sewing hook, and pull some more yarn through the next 2 loops. What we could start to do now, since the body is getting closed, is we can start putting in some stuffing. You could put a stitch marker into this hole just so that it won't close by accident, so that you won't get rid of all your stitches. Try and make sure your stuffing is put in evenly, so it's not like this bit is a lot less stuffed than this bit or something like that. So now what we're going to do is continue on doing our decreases, and whilst we're doing that we could also be putting more stuffing in. So again, for the decreases, go into the back loop, and we're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch, get some yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops, now you have 2 loops, and then get some more yarn, pull it through those 2. Now I'm going to put in some more cotton wool. Now I'm going to continue on doing my decrease. So you see this stitch here is way too loose. So what I can do is I can just take my hook out, pull on this bit of yarn very gently, and now I've got this stitch again to work with. Just tighten it up by pulling on this, and then just redo my decrease. Probably pull a bit more cotton wool in. Yeah, I think that's fine now. So now I'm just gonna close up the body. Now I don't think I can do any more decreases in any of these wool stitches. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get my scissors and cut off the yarn. And then I'm gonna go get a darning needle to sew it up. But first, once again, just do 1 chain. And now let's go get a darning needle. Now what we're going to do is just thread this bit of excess yarn. So let's go opposite to where the yarn is. So it's over here. We're going to go into here. And I'm just going to go across. And then we're going to go sideways. There is an actual method to this, but as long as you just get it secured, it's all fine. You can go some, could go this way again. I think that's pretty secure. So what I can do now is cut this off. And now let's just move the stuffing around so it goes everywhere evenly. Okay, so now this is now the body. And now we're going to do the wings. Now what we're going to do is make the wings. Now to do that, we need to do some chains. And to begin with, we need to just make a loop around our finger. Like that. And then just make a very simple knot like that. Put your hook in through there and then just tighten it up. Okay, and now we're gonna chain 20. Now to chain, you just grab some yarn and then now you have 2 loops. You put this loop through this like that. So that's now 1 chain. And that's 2. That's 3. Make sure they're all kind of facing the same way as well. So that's 3. Now 20. They all look fairly similar. Now what we're going to do is, ignoring this stitch, we're going to the next stitch and we're going to do a single crochet. So just put your hook in between that loop there, like that. So now you have 2 loops. Grab onto some yarn, pull it through that loop there, but you will still have 2 loops there. Get some more yarn and pull it through those 2. So that's a single crochet. Now we're going to do a half double crochet. So first thing you do is wrap some yarn around your hook. And now into the next stitch, which is not this one, but it's this one here. I'm going to grab some more yarn, pull it through. So now we have 3 loops. Some more yarn. Now we have 4 loops. And we're going to put this bit of yarn through all 3 loops. Like that. And that is a half double crochet. Now we're going to do a double crochet. So again, grab some yarn and then go into the next stitch. And grab some more yarn. So now you have 3 loops. Grab some more. And now put this yarn through the first 2 loops. Like that. Now you have 2 loops now on your hook. Grab some more yarn and put it through the rest of the loops. Now we're going to do a triple crochet. So wrap your yarn around your hook once and then do it again. So you have 3. And then once again into the next stitch. Grab some more yarn, pull it through. Now we have 4 loops. grab some more yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops and tighten, and then get some more yarn, pull it through the next 2 loops, grab some more yarn, and then pull it through the last 2 like that. So that's a triple crochet. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So wrap and wrap again, next stitch, and grab some more yarn. So we have 4 loops, get some yarn, pull it through the first 2, grab some more yarn, pull it through the next 2, and some more yarn, pull it through the last 2. Okay, so that's the second triple crochet, and then 1 more. So those are 3 triple crochets right there. And now we're going to do a double crochet. So again, wrap your yarn around your hook, so you have 2 loops, into the next stitch, grab some more yarn, pull it through. Now you have 3 loops, grab some yarn, pull it through the first 2, grab some more yarn, pull it through the last 2. So that's a double crochet. Now we can do a half double crochet in the next stitch. So again, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the next stitch, grab some more yarn, you have 3 loops, grab some yarn and pull it through all of those loops like that. So that's now a half double crochet. Now we're going to do 3 single crochets. And once again, we're going to do a half double crochet. So grab some yarn and then go into the next stitch, grab some more, you have 3 loops, grab some more yarn, pull it through all 3. Now we're going to do a double crochet, so grab some yarn, so you have 2 loops, and then go into the next stitch, grab some more yarn, you have 3 loops, get some more yarn, go through the first 2, and get some more, go through the next 2. And now we're going to do 3 triple crochets, so 2 wraparounds, so you have 3 loops now, and next stitch, some more yarn, go through the first 2, grab some more yarn, go to the next 2, and some more, and then the last 2. Okay, so now 2 more triple crochets into the next 2 stitches. So once we have done our triple crochets, now we're going to do a double crochet. So grab some yarn and then go into the next stitch, more yarn, and then go into the first 2 loops, and then go into the last 2. Now we're going to do a half double crochet. So grab some yarn, go into the next stitch, so you have 3 loops, grab some more, and then go through all of them like that. And to finish this bit off, we'll do a single crochet into that next stitch. So now we're going to repeat what we did onto the other side. So into the next stitch, do a single crochet. Then we're going to do a half double crochet. Then we're going to do a double crochet. Then we do a triple crochet. Then another triple crochet. And another triple crochet. Now let's do a double crochet. and then a half double, and then a single, and then do another single into the next stitch, and then do that again. It's one single crochet and then another single crochet. Cool. So it looks like that so far. And now we're almost done. So let's do a half double crochet the next stitch, then a double, and then a triple, and then another triple, and another triple, and now a double, and now a half double, and then we'll end it with a single crochet. There we go. And get your scissors, cut it about here, and then chain one, that, pull that yarn through, tighten it, and there we go. So now we're going to attach it. And to attach the wings to the body, get your darning needle, put some white yarn through it, and we're going to go into the middle part here. So this is where we did these single crochets, and we're just going to go through there, and we're just going to sew it onto the black part. You can sew it onto any part, so if you want to put it up here or there or anywhere, but I just think the black part would make a bit more sense. But again, you can just do whatever you like, really. So I have put it through here, I've got it through the black part, out of the black part, then putting it back in through the white part, through there, and then I'm just gonna go to another stitch and do the same thing, going through the black, but through the white part, then through the black part, out of the black part, into the wings, and again, sew that through. I think that would be fine. But if you want to make it tighter by doing more stitches, then go ahead. Just gonna cut this, and then I'm going to do a little knot here just to tie it in place. Like that. There we go. So now we can cut this part off. If you want to, you can sew in the end of the wings. So this bit is where we started from. So we don't really need to sew this bit in, but if you want to, you can, but I think it's quite secure anyways. And same with this bit, I think this should be quite secure, but if you want to sew it in, you can just go through your chains here. Okay, and there we go. Now we're gonna go on to doing the eyes. So you can use any color, but I'm gonna go with black. So the first thing we're going to do is make a magic circle again. So get the yarn, hold it between your thumb and your middle finger, wrap it around until you form an X. Turn it around, you've got 2 lines, put your hook underneath the first one, grab onto the second one, pull it through, and twist. Grab onto the yarn over here, and then pull it through, like that. Now let's do 8 single crochets into the magic circle. So again, we go into the circle, grab hold of the yarn on the outside, pull it through, and then get some more yarn and pull it through those 2. So that's 1. Again, inside, grab the yarn on the outside, and you have 2 loops, grab some more yarn and pull it through those 2. That's 2 now. Now again, let's tighten this up. That. And I think that's fine how it is really. So I'm fine with this size, so I'm gonna just do a single crochet into the first stitch here. Do a single crochet, then I'm gonna get my scissors, cut that off, and chain 1, like that. Then I'm gonna get the white yarn and in through this hole there, I'm gonna switch to the white colour. So holding it like that, there, chain 1, now let's just do single crochets into the back loop, that's 1, you can do it in the front loop, or you can do it in the back loop, or you can do it in both loops. I'm just going to do it in the back one, just so that the black will actually show, also that you can get more of the black showing, because it pulls it up, and that's just the style that I want. And there we go. You can do another round of single crochets if you would like to. Now once again, cut the white yarn and then chain 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tie up the loose ends with each other. And there we go. Now we're going to use our darning needle again to sew it on. So first I'm going to go in with this longer black yarn. I'm going to position it there, and I'm I'm going to go through the middle, go and grab some yellow yarn from the body there, and then try and pull it back up into the black bit. Thread the black yarn through here, through the needle, like that. And then let's do another stitch again. There we go. Could do some more, but I think that'll be fine really. Now we're going to go with the white yarn and go around these stitches, make sure that's all secure as well. Could also use glue, but don't really want to do that. And now once again we could tie them together just to make sure they're properly secure. And then what you want to do is repeat that same process to make the next eye as well. So this here is my finished little bumblebee. The eyes are a little bit messed up, so I would recommend going so I recommend doing maybe 1 or 2 more rounds of the white single crochet around the eyes. But other than that, look how cute it is. It's so adorable. I hope you guys really enjoyed doing that with me, and yeah, B for cluster B.